I'll ask a person, can you live without a leg? The answer is yes. Can you live if your brain doesn't work? The answer is no. So you've got to take care of yourself from the top down. That's absolutely critical. First and foremost, you're not alone. Understand that and realise that. Most people which are doing it tough, they feel they've got this responsibility to keep it to themselves, particularly in certain industries like fishing. We need to normalise discussions about mental health.
My son left school at 16 to come on the deck with me, and he stepped up the steering wheel, and that's where he's been ever since. I find that some of my crew, I can usually tell, like I don't talk to the deckhands very much while they're at sea because the skipper's a means of communication. But I've had sometimes the deckies have sent me a text and they've been very upset, and I take the time then to talk them through, text through them, don't talk to them, text them through what the situation is. It's concerning, but I feel that after I finish the text backwards and forwards, that they're in a better place and they seem to be happy with what they're getting told, advice I've given. You know, we try and look after the crew as we can because they're hard to get. One, they're hard to get. Two, very hard to get good crew. So get a good one, look after them. Even if it takes the time, a little time to sit down and talk to them and talk them through a perceived problem. That's what we've got to be and got to do.
Oh, I think it's a great range of things that affect people. But what we do, you know, as an industry, or certainly within our business, is just try and keep the whole team engaged, positive, look for any signs that, you know, if someone's down, something as simple as that, I'll question it and say, you know, what's up, what's happened, are you okay? So I think the best thing that we can do is to simply talk and to understand, I guess, their personal situation. Do they need time off? And yeah, to talk about it is always the best thing.
It's really important to me to talk about mental health and have open conversations, especially with my crew. I want to make sure that everyone on board is doing all right and they're okay. And if they're having any problems, I just want to create a safe space for them and give them prompts, you know, and just let them know that it is okay to talk about things. We all, including myself, go through moments of whether you call it depression or anxiety or just, you know, dull periods of mental health. It's just so important to talk about it, and I think that it's one of the biggest issues is a lot of people, particularly men, don't want to be open and talk about how they're feeling. And I think that it's such an important thing to be able to overcome mental health illnesses and issues that you may be having.
Once you start to have open and honest dialogue around mental health, it becomes very evident that you're not alone and that you're not actually that unique. 1 in 5 people have a mental health disorder in Australia every year, and people that work out at sea, offshore, in any industry are not unique to that at all. So that'd be my first thing. You're not alone. Speak up.